here with Ben Moses, so thank you very much for speaking us today at the Institute for Cultural Diplomacy. We have a few questions that we'd like to get your opinions on. So you started off your talk by telling us how during your childhood you almost had no interaction with people from other cultures. So when you finally did come into interaction with other people from around the world, it impacted you. So what does cultural diplomacy mean to you? Because it did have an impact on your life.
Cultural diplomacy really means to me learning to listen to someone else from a culture different than yours. Learning to respect that they might have opinions different than you, and yet you don't have to hate them because of it in a fundamental sense. I was raised that anyone who disagreed with me and my religion and my culture was somehow infected by Satan, if you will, religiously or something like that, that they were to be not to be trusted. And I found that that's not the case because I met people of other cultures. I found out we had similarities and differences and that we could get along. We could find ways to work together. And it was wonderful. I was very happy to learn that.
Good to hear.
So your movie, Good Morning Vietnam, has illustrated the powerful role a cinema can have today. Do you think the film helped to change the public opinion about the war? And more generally, how do you see the role of the film today?
I do think that had a lot to do with changing the American perspective on the Vietnam War. We hadn't talked about it for many years. There was no discussion of it. There was a silence. I think the country felt in shock from what had happened. 50,000 Americans were killed. I don't know how many thousands or hundreds of thousands of Vietnamese. We didn't discuss it. And the film gave an opportunity for Americans, an opening to have a discussion about that issue again. And today, the best film, whoever makes it, the best film will be a film that opens up a discussion about an issue, presents another perspective on something that maybe people don't want to hear. In a sense, good film, good art is cultural diplomacy because it will allow people to think about something in a different way.
Thank you.
Internet and social media definitely changed the way we are communicating today. So the best example is the case of Yulia Marushevska and her very powerful message. What do you think about this new paradigm and challenges in this new way of communication? And are we aware of the content and all this amount of information we are sharing on social media?
I think the biggest problem with social media today is that there's no way to check the truth of anything that's being said. There's no independent way of looking at a question, at a statement. So anybody can say anything they want. And in the old days, before social media, there was kind of a way to limit the crazy people, And now they have equal position with sane people or people with valid ideas. And it fascinates me that they're getting a lot more attention. Propaganda has a much broader acceptance, reach, to people than it did before because social media, it's just there and anybody can read it. And we've begun to compartmentalize our beliefs and our lives based on whatever we imagine must be true, and he said it too, so it must be true. And there's no way to check that. There's no way to say, no, that's not really true because there's no dialogue in social media in many cases, ironically.
Thank you. Continuing on that topic about social media, you've spoken about democracy as a very messy thing where everyone wants to speak, and social media has obviously given everyone that chance. But who do you think is listening?
I don't know. social media, as I said, has opened up almost a Pandora's box of ideas where there's no easy way to validate anything that's being said. And I don't know who's listening. I really don't. I don't know how to answer that question. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you. You said upstairs that you make documentaries because it feeds your soul. Now that the access to information has increased because of social media, do you think documentaries are losing their impact?
I do. I think there are more being made and fewer being seen, if you will. I see across America anyway, I see documentaries showing up everywhere, but nobody's going to see them, or very, very few people are going to see them. And with the proliferation of small cameras and cheap production equipment and everything, everybody can make a documentary. And I just think the quality, is fundamentally diminished as a result. Both the quality of production, the artistic success, the artistic, what's the word I'm looking for? The contribution to the product is being diminished. But if everybody gets a camera, everybody gets a say. It's very democratic, isn't it? So it has its good and its bad sides. So.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. It was an honor to have you here with us.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.